13. There is the 12 that will be participating in this game, and we'll take a look at the starting 5 in just a moment. But Maybelle Martinez, a player that had a better game against Paraguay, getting off to scoring that she is accustomed to doing. She's going to have to score a lot to keep them close in this one.
Martinez, Munoz, and Arias have been the constant of this team. Their strength is their perimeter player. We have to talk also about the second unit with Rios. That second unit will be very important today. Munoz will need to be a factor today, again, alongside Martinez.
There's a 12 for Dawn Staley's bunch from Team USA. Diamond DeShields was terrific in game 1, 25 and 8. She leads the tournament in both points and assists. Here's the starting 5 for the Americans.
Sylvia Fowles, Tina Charles, Jordan Canada, Diamond DeShields, and Aficia Collier. Fowles, Tina, and Williams. The front court of this USA team is probably the best in the tournament. Fowles and Charles brings the experience, and Williams and Olivia brings fresh legs and athleticism in their perimeter. Between Enrique and DeShields is very tough to defend. They can score in so many ways. In so many ways, Carlton. This is a very difficult team to play against.
Here, you took a look at Carolina Lopez on your screen there just for a second. She is part of that second unit. You mentioned Rios. She comes off the bench for Colombia and really changes the energy. She's number 4 in blue. We'll see her, I'm sure, throughout. Colombia looks loose. They look ready to go, but we laughed about it when they saw Team USA walk out. They're kind of laughing amongst each other and seeing that stars are here in Puerto Rico.
They were very impressed when they were doing the warm-up together, and this is a moment for them, you know, to be able to play with NBA stars like this. Players are in, you know, where big starts in their college career. It's an honor. You can, you know, later on in your life, you can say, you know, I play against Fowles, I play against, you know, all of these amazing players. So they, of course, are going to come out and play hard. But regardless what happened at the end of the game for Colombia and for these girls to be able to work and compete against this level will be a moment they will remember for the rest of their lives. We can see it in the men's side too. When, you know, some countries sometimes play the USA men's team, it's a moment for them. You look up to them your whole life, and here it is. You're playing against them.
Let's listen into the huddle for Colombia.
If we need something out the gate and they're pressuring us, elbow's always good. Elbow weak with the back door on the strong side. Yep. Here we go. Hey, let's get it. 1, 2, 3. USA!
For USA. One thing you mentioned, Seth, Colombia, yes, they were kind of, I won't say in awe, but they were respecting the talent that is on the opposite end of the floor, but they're going to come out and play hard.
They know they have a job to do for 40 minutes. Their strength, it's defense. They're going to play hard. They're going to bump. They're going to push. They know they are undersized to play against this USA team, so they got to pressure full court, you know, trying to get offense from the defense because, you know, to penetrate it's going to be kind of tough for them because these are very, very tall players. So everything for them is going to start from the defense side.
Off we go here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2019. Team USA taking on Colombia. USA in the home white jerseys, Colombia in the road blue. Carlin Gale alongside Natalia Melendez. Thanks for joining us wherever you're doing so. The first basket inside by Tina Charles. Check that Sylvia Fowles with her first 2 of the game. Shields comes away with the steal. Fowles running the floor. Her shot not there. Collier touched it last, will go the other way. One thing Colombia can't do is turn the ball over.
Exactly. You got to take care of the ball.
See that last replay. Charles inside, yeah, to Fowles. You talked about it in game 1 for Team USA taking on Paraguay. The high-low feeds were on point throughout as Munoz knocks down the first 2 for Colombia.
That mid-range shot is very important for Colombia today. To be consistent and to make them. after the pick and roll, because to start, you know, to try to go all the way to the basket is going to be difficult. So if you can stop before mid-range, that was perfect. That was beautiful. In front of fouls, it's going to be very hard to penetrate.
Fouls couldn't corral that pass from Collier on the inbound play, and that goes out of bounds. Minute into the game, 2-2. Both teams already with 1 turnover apiece. Palacio. Maybelle Martinez. A lot's going to be expected out of her today. Her shot is short. And Jordan Canada will push the other way. Fouls posting up inside. It's Seal. Seville fouls now with 4.
And you got to try to front her. If you stay behind her, you'll have problems all night long. All morning long.
Or whatever time it is where you are. A 3-point shot hitting.
That's right.
By Palacio. Shields tried to give an entry pass. The foul's away from the basketball. Munoz picking up her first foul. Another foul. Oh, they call a moving screen on Canada. She smiles as she goes back the other way. Here it is on the replay. Oh, yeah. Martinez. Waiting for a cutter. Now she decides to take it on her own. Munoz, Palacio. Palacio, the step back, forces up a shot, got it to the rim, but does not fall for her. Charles pulls down the rebound. Canada quickly up to Fouls. Fouls is triple team, still got it up, gets her own miss, back up and in. All 6 points for Team USA coming from Celia Fouls.
That one from an offensive rebound. Good move.
It's a gorgeous backdoor cut by Munoz. Getting free, and Colombia gets their first 2 points in the paint. There's Charles inside, fouls, just too big for Paz. Seville Fouls continues the assault inside.
And the only way you can handle that is if you try to front fouls in that case, or you got to put a lot of pressure on the person that is going to pass the ball.
Paz sets a screen for Munoz. Munoz driving. Palacio made herself available for the pass. Arias, her first shot is good. Well, we told you Colombia's not going to back down. They're here to play. They're up 1 at the moment. A block inside by Paz, and they say last touch by Team USA, and look at Colombia fired up right now.
Good rotation there.
Here's Arias' last jump shot and the reaction. Collier called for the foul there. One thing Colombia can do, they can get to the foul line, slow the game down a bit, might keep it close. Palacio driving inside. Paz has that bounce off her knee and out of bounds.
She wasn't expecting that pass.
Not at
Too
all.
low.
So now the second turnover for Colombia. Here's Canada. The Shields, they go inside again to Fouls. Double comes. Good ball movement by the States. Canada's 3 is no good. Fouls pulls down the rebound. And scored out of her hands, and it's going the other way. Fouls smiling, thought she got hit there. A little pressure shown by Team USA. Now let's see how Colombia reacts to it. They don't have a deep rotation, but they do go to their bench. Arias. Looking for a guard now. Finds one on Palacio, and again, Palacio's trying to look for Paz, but Paz not ready for the look.
It's the third turnover of the game.
Second one in a row between those two. The Shields will go to the bench, and Brittany Sykes comes into the game for her, number 20 in white. She provided a spark off the bench for Team USA in the first game against Paraguay. Did Sykes. Canada's 3. An offensive foul on Tina Charles.
There's a lot of screens going on in the USA side of the offense. And Colombia is switching everything. They are switching everything.
Here's Manuela Rios. We talked about her at the beginning.
She's a headache.
In a good way for Colombia on both sides of the court.
She will not get tired.
At all. Munoz driving baseline. Looking for help. Arias dumps it inside. Pass, gets double teamed. She was looking for the cutting Munoz. Sykes has that bounce off her back, and it goes out of bounds. 4 to shoot for Colombia. Rios off the back of Canada. Tried a quick one there. Didn't work out. Only 1 second came off the shot clock. Munoz gonna have to put it up. She won't get it off in time, and that's a violation.
Good defense.
Really good defense there by Brittany Sykes. .517 here to play in the first quarter. Colombia hanging around at the moment. Number 1 team in the world. Charles. Collier for 3. Got it.
Inside out game for USA. Good pass by the forward.
Just using an Arias screen. Again, now using a pass screen. She finally gives it up to Munoz. Munoz pulls up. That's a 3 on the way. Hits the front of the rim. Pass battling Collier there. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow going Colombia's way. He'll stay on this side with 14 on the shot clock. Daniela Gonzalez checks into the game for the first time. 17 years of age. Number 19 in blue gets a chance to play against the number 1 team in the world. That inbound. Last touch by Fouls. Stay on this side. Munoz wasn't ready for it coming off the curl. Fortunate for Colombia, it ends up in the hands of Gonzalez, who launches the 3. No good there. Mwale just checked into the game for Team USA on the rock now. Charles, the wide open fouls underneath. Gets another 2 to add to her total. She has 10.
10 of the 13 points that the USA have now.
All of them coming in the paint.
In the paint.
Tina Charles with 4 big assists. Foul there by Jordan Canada. That's her second now. Here's a look at that replay.
Substitution for USA, coming number 41, Danica Sessions.
Travel there by Rios. The pressure D by Sessions, who just checked into the game for Team USA. One thing that the bench did in game 1 for the Americans was get out in the open floor and run, and it was led by Sessions.
You're right about that. His second unit loves the fast break.
Charles dumped it inside to Fouls. Fouls saying, my bad, as she didn't catch that one.
It was too hard, but Colombia's defense is collapsing into the paint, so it's now not as easy as it was in the beginning to get the ball to Fouls.
It's a 4th turnover for Team USA. One thing they definitely want to clean up. Not have a bad habit going forward. Gonzalez. Martinez. Watched by Sykes. Munoz. Martinez will pull. That's a 2. It's off. Fouls, picks up the rebound. She is fouled. That's the 13th foul for Colombia here. Munoz picks up her 2nd. And that stoppage in play allows Stephanie Dolson to check in for Dawn Staley's bunch. Sessions looking for help, finds it in Dolson. Dolson with the handoff Session, and Gumbawale will use a Dolson screen now. He turns the corner. Good catch there by Colombia.
Yes.
Deep 3, Sykes left it short. And Casero just checked in for Colombia now on the court. Inside, Casero had everything but the finish. Gumbawale will come back the other way on the push. No one stopped the basketball. She went right to the rim. Fouls, cleans up the mess. Fouls continuing to dominate in the paint.
It's been the constant right now in their offense.
Casero is bumped by fouls. No foul called. Goes out of bounds.
She did what she had to do in defense. That was a good defense move. Just close the basing line.
Did a good job of moving her feet there. And as you know, FIBA basketball a little bit more physical than your average everyday basketball.
A little bit more? Oh, way more.
Casero didn't complain at all. She got back up.
She's used to it.
Went back and played defense. She's guarding Sessions at the moment. Paz trying her best to stop fouls from catching the ball. Dolson from the top of the key, indeed.
That was a good defense rotation from Colombia. It was just a better shot from Dawson.
Dolson's 2 leads to a timeout for Colombia. 17-9. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
Jugamos bien, cogemos el tiro donde lo tenemos que coger y no lo anotamos, listo, está bien. Mayra, Mayra, me estás poniendo cuidado, pero no es ahora coger la pelota y a la loca contra todo el mundo a meternos allá, no, cuidado, cuidado. Va a la pantalla, no encuentro la primera, sigo pasando, voy y pongo la otra, sí, nada más. Que se juegue todo el partido.
So we got to make that adjustment. They're calling it tight. Make the adjustment. Get up and down the floor. It's too much just half-court stuff. Let's roll. Let's be athletic. Let's get up and down the floor. So you're doing a great job. Help down here. Good.
You see Sylvia Fowles going to work. You just heard Dawn Staley not talking about her offense that time, actually talking about her defense and the ability to help. But what was said in the Colombia huddle?
He said that you guys were taking good shots at the beginning of the game. And then he looked at Caicedo and said, but Caicedo, don't try to play hero basketball here. Keep moving the ball.
Let's see if she takes that message. She has the ball now. No pressure shown right now by the U.S., but we've seen them press in the past. Martinez pull up, no good. Vente tapped at it. Here's a Gumbawale the other way. Nice. Sykes is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Well, Dawn Staley asked them to get out and run, be a little bit more athletic, and see it right away out of the timeout.
Because this team is very capable of running the court. Great pass.
First, personal foul number 19, Daniela Gonzalez.
Gonzalez picks up her first foul.
There are no fast break points. That's the first one in the game.
It's counted as a fast break point because of the fast break opportunity, even though there's free throws here. Munoz will check back in, giving Martinez her first rest. On the other side, Elizabeth Williams checks into the game for the first time for Team USA. Under 2 to play here in the first quarter. 10-point lead for the Americans. Rios uses the Vente screen. Munoz, who just checked back into the game, pulls up from the foul line. Left it short. Sykes skies over everybody and rips and runs. Sykes finds Dolson. Back to Sykes. Now looking for help. Sessions pulls up for 2. No good there. Munoz tapped at it. Gonzalez comes over the top of Casero to pick it up. And Rios says, let's relax and run a set. Screen there by Gonzalez. Rios underneath with a good move. Can't get the finish. Sykes will push the other way. Sykes driving down the lane. Can't get the finish off the Euro. Munoz on the ground. Sykes fouls her, and that will send Munoz to the line as the U.S. are now in the penalty.
This would be Colombia's first time on the free throw line.
First, personal foul number 20, Brittany Sykes.
You cannot say she didn't hustle. She tried to get that ball.
A break in play allows Katie Lou Samuelson to check into the game for the first time. So Dawn Staley now using her entire bench. Only Nelson Adota hasn't checked in for the Americans. And Munoz knocks down the first free throw. Seconds to play here in the first period as Brittany Sykes uses the Williams screen. Williams dives down the lane. Good defense there by Gonzalez, creating a wall. Rios pushing right down the lane, threw it up at the rim, tried to go over Dolson, but unsuccessful that time. Dolson, handoff to Samuelson. Inside Dolson, over the top of Gonzalez. Colombia could hold for the last look. It's Rios. Munoz won't get a shot away. And that's how we'll end the first quarter. 10-point game in favor of Team USA after 1. Reminder, you can follow us on all social media platforms at FIBA. Joining in on the conversation, AmeriCup Women is the hashtag. The first quarter stats on your screen, and now we'll take a look at the highlights from the first quarter, and a lot of Sylvia fouls inside in the paint for Team USA.
USA in this first quarter had a very, very solid paint game. In the other hand, Colombia, I think they did very good on defense. You know, letting the USA only score 21 points, and from those 21 points, 17 are between fouls and Collier. They do not have an answer for the big players in the paint. We knew that before the game, but as long as controlling the USA perimeter, I think they are doing an amazing job.
Team USA put up 28 points against Paraguay in the first quarter in game number 1, and that was due to a lot of nerves. Not used to this gym, but fouls is taking over. There you see her dominating the paint. The credit Colombia, they've come out, been aggressive. They haven't been afraid of what's in front of them, and they've given themselves a chance, only down 10 after 1.
Now in this second quarter, I think they need to focus on not letting the USA start fasting the pace of the game. They got to work on that defense recovery, because that's something the USA coach is asking for their players to run.
Gumbawale, Dolson. Katie Lou Samuelson for 3. Can't hit. Williams on the cleanup. Katie Lou started 0 for 5 in game number 1. Before she got going in the second half against Paraguay. Missed her first attempt there. Here she is defending Munoz. Arias ready to shoot. Can't get it to go, and Collier picks it up. Gumbawale out in the open floor is hacked, and she'll go to the long line for 2.
Second personal foul number 9, Maria Palacio.
Palacio picks up her second foul as Gumbawale knocks down the free throw. Saw a gorgeous step back from her in game 1. Her patented move. Second free throw in and out. Broke away by Gumbawale and lays it up and in.
She has 3.
You see the pressure now shown by Team USA. As was acting like a shield, allowing Palacio to get over half court. Arias. Now Munoz. 5 to shoot. Arias. Step back, got it. Over the top of Dolson.
It was a good shot.
Collier losing the Dolson screen. In the lane, got it to go. Pace picking up now in this game, and that definitely favors Team USA. You see the shooting percentages on your screen. Munoz rejects the screen. Was looking to shoot it off into the corner for Arias, who was open, and it was picked off. Williams, Gumbawale for 3. Can't get it to go. Samuelson in the paint. She's fouled and will go to the line.
And there's a different energy now in the court for the USA team. I think Gumbawale changes everything. She started picking up on defense full court, putting pressures on the guards, and she's the one starting the fast break, the offensive fast break.
Samuelson knocks down their first free throw. She was 1 of 8 from the field against Paraguay. Did not get to the free throw line. Second free throw goes in and out. That's the one thing the Team USA didn't do in game 1 against Paraguay. They only got to the line 11 times. So one stat that Paraguay beat them in, so to speak, as Munoz knocks down another jump shot. She has 8.
She's shooting 50%, 75% from the field goal, which is good. That's something we mentioned at the beginning of the game. Those Munoz and Martinez needed to shoot well from the perimeter.
Collier falling away. Palacio vacuums it in, but she stepped on the end line and will stay here. Shot clock will also stay at 14 for Team USA. Here's the replay. They did a good job of rebounding.
They are doing a good job.
Palacio just stepped out of bounds. Collier shows the up fake. Gumbawale launches the 3. In and out. Paz with the rebound. Palacio fires one into the corner for Arias. Palacio looking for help. Martinez with 5 to shoot now. Trying to go to work. She pulls up. One hand floater not there. Munoz came flying in, couldn't put it back up and in, but Arias gets a steal. Munoz blocked by Williams, and then saves it from behind her back. Gumbawale now pushing. Throws to Dolson, who lays it up and in.
Gumbawale only plays in one speed. And that's very fast, all the time.
Olsen now has 6. 14 bench points for Team USA. Palacio. Nice pass inside to Paz, but she couldn't handle it. Collier will push the other way with Samuelson. Colombia's seen enough as the Americans beginning to run now. 33-15 the score. 6:07 left to play in the first half.
Que le van a pasar el balón. Cada que su compañera penetre y a usted la sueltan, ella sabe que le van a pasar el balón. No sabe. Esté lista a recibirlo, que es una canasta fácil. Y la tenemos que meter. Está bien jugado. Un poquito mejor el pase, un poquito más tranquila, porque me lo tiran muy duro, con muy mala posición, pero está muy bien decidido. Ya te la sacaste.
Yes. So I like Pro. Okay, Pro, and I like Elbow.
You see the great block by Williams and save that led to the transition basket for. And you mentioned Agumbawale only plays in 1 speed. Well, Team USA playing in 1 speed, and that's in 6th gear at the moment.
Yes, but in the other hand, Colombia's coach is stressing on their players, especially Paz. He's telling her, you need to be ready to receive the ball because the guards are doing their job attacking, penetrating in the paint, and they are passing you the ball, but you got to be ready. Those are the easy buckets you need to make here. So be ready.
Rios back onto the floor for Colombia. Paz is ready to accept the pass that time. She got fouled. It's the first team foul for Team USA here in this quarter. Collier picks it up. Check that, they actually say it's Agumbawale who has the foul. Martinez knocks down the triple.
First 3 points for her.
She can shoot. She just has to take the opportunities. Samuelson with the much smaller Rios on her. The shield's open for 3. Too strong. Fouls is back in the game. She tapped at it. Couldn't get the rebound. Munoz ahead of everybody. Pulls it back out. Will slow things down and run a set. Rios using the Paz screen. Gonzalez launches for 3. No good there. Fouls taps it up to Collier. For the first time, we see Agumbawale jog for a bit. Collier for 2. No good there. Americans aren't getting much second chance opportunities. Colombia running the other way. Good layup there by Martinez.
The first 2 points in a fast break. She's 5. All of them here in this quarter.
Last 2 baskets now for Colombia. It's the first catch for fouls outside of the paint. She finds Samuelson. She traveled.
It happens.
You see the nice layup there by Martinez, avoiding the D. Tina Charles checks back into the game for Team USA. Rios working on Jordan Canada, who's also back into the game for the Americans. Rios' 3 not good. Rebound inside by fouls, and the Shields will gallop back the other way. An offensive foul called on fouls. Well, the moving screen has been called in this game for sure.
Yes. And that was on Jennifer Munoz. She's still touching her head. She's hurt.
There's a replay of it. Caught the elbow, it seemed like, to the right side of her face. Martinez, who has the last 2 baskets for Colombia, being defended by Collier. Gonzalez. They go inside to Paz. Had it poked out of her hands by fouls. He'll stay on this side. 5 to shoot for Colombia. Martinez. And an offensive foul is called the other way on Paz. She set the moving screen. It's her second foul. And I will see here go to the bench. Vente will replace her. And Vente has the tough task of trying to keep Sylvia Fowles in check. Shields splitting the defense right to the rim. Can't get the roll. Fouls inside, is fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2.
That's her 5th rebound, her 3rd offensive.
It's so tough to keep her off the glass.
She's not only tall, she's very strong, and she's athletic, and she just the whole package.
3 blue jerseys around her that time. They say the foul was on Gonzalez.
Saw her walking next to me after the first game, and I was very impressed.
Are you happy now you're sitting next to me?
Everywhere. I'm happy I'm not there, I'm here, yes. Such a great player.
You, of course, played for the national team, Puerto Rico, played in one of these AmeriCups. Yeah. You had a little bit of jewelry on your neck after that tournament.
In my times, they didn't have fouls, but they have Lisa Leslie, so.
Just as tough.
It was tough.
Martinez, foul snatches that out of the air. Casero picked it up in the front court and then dribbled in the back court. That's a backcourt violation.
Good defense.
It's a tough call because she didn't really have control of it as she was running back in transition. Call was made. It's a 13-point game. Team USA with 3:13 to play in the first half. Canada turns the corner. The floater's there. Martinez plucks down the rebound. Rios uses the Vente screen. Rios step back jump shot. Too strong, and Collier vacuums it in. Colombia doing a good job of getting back in transition as Fowles lays it up and in. Just tough when Fowles runs right to the front of the rim, and she's just much bigger than everybody else. 15-point game. That's the 5th assist for Tina Charles. As a team, Team USA had 36 assists in game 1. Canada with the steal. She has the Shields with her, doesn't need her. It's her first 2 of the evening. This is the part of the game where Colombia is going to have to really dig in deep and try to close the half on a positive note. Team USA trying to extend that lead before the halftime break. Vente, Quesero. She'll launch a 3. In! Hits the side of the net. Canada blowing right by Rios. Collier is wide open for 3. Got it.
That's her 2nd. She's perfect from the 3-point line.
You can see the look on the faces of Colombia right now. They are tired with still a minute 30 to play here in this half. They use some timeouts. See if they decide to use one here with a minute 23. Instead, they'll bring in 4 fresh faces
to close this second quarter hard. They've been doing an amazing job in the first part of the game. They kind of got tired, like you said, in these last 2 minutes. You can see it in the score, so you want to bring fresh legs to see if you can close us, this second quarter as close as possible.
Munoz for 3. That will help.
That will help.
11 points for her. She's shooting the ball really well. Charles Collier. No good there. Slapped out by Fowles, but Lopez, her first time in the game, picks it up. Munoz driving inside, in and out. Did a good job of using the up fake, flying herself free for a shot. Couldn't get it to drop. The Shields, the look away feed to Charles. Charles on the receiving end now of the good look. That's her first 2. Lopez looking for help, finds a Marias. Munoz was fouled on the curl by Collier. It's the 3rd team foul. Second personal foul on Collier. Munoz still trying to get free. Positive screens for her. Arias steps into a 3. Got it! Well, she's looked for her offense. We haven't seen that in the first 2 games.
Good news for them.
Canada with the killer crossover there. Gorgeous look inside to fouls, and that's how we'll end the first half. Colombia shot the ball well. They're hanging around as much as they can. 44-26 is your score. Team USA in front at the half. Well, we expected Colombia to bring an effort. They have brought the effort. They've shot the ball well. Turnovers is the one thing that they can't clean up on.
But they are doing a very good job defensively, especially in the perimeter. They have not been able to control fouls. She have 16 of the 44 points that USA have right now. But a player like that, if you can control it, you need to then neutralize the rest of the team. And I think they're doing a pretty good job doing that. In the other hand, USA looks a lot better when they run in the court. They are establishing the inside game from early on, and it's working.
Team USA with 7 turnovers. I'm sure John Staley is going to talk about that in the halftime break. Sylvia Fowles dominating inside. She has 16 big points, leading the way for Team USA. On the other end, Jennifer Munoz trying to keep her team close. She has 11 and shot the ball well from the field, 57%. We'll take the break and leave you with the first half highlights. Be back with the second half of Game 1 on Match Day 3 here in Puerto Rico.
Si puedes hacer el estimado de reparación gratis en sus 35 centros de servicio. Si te toca renovar el malvete, marca el seguro obligatorio.
Castro for three. And a foul! Big time shot. Palacio picks up the rebound. Martinez all the way. What a pass! Oh, and the foul! That was spectacular. Nicholas. Bench counting down for her. Good ball behind the back. Step back. That was pretty.
That was close to me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
To the Barbara. Probing blocked inside. The Sousa says no. Zach picked up her dribble. Look for Morton inside. She's spinning. Oh, what a pass! And Reynoso with the finish. Gorgeous look away feed by Morton. Back we are here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, getting set for the start of the second half. Colombia taking on Team USA. Team USA up 44-26 after 20 minutes. Carlin Gay alongside Natalia Melendez. FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2019. Bomb stolen right away by Collier. Her floater short. Kanda picks up the rebound. Inside the fouls. Who has been dominant to start the game, and she continues that here to start the second half. Colombia in the road blue. Team USA in the home white, and it's a 20-point lead, but Colombia has come to play. They brought the effort. Paz. Palacio, her fight away, not there. Collier pulls down the rebound. Here's Jordan Canada, a little hesitation. Collier on the drive, in the lane, in and out. And Munoz, who had a strong first half, pulls down her second rebound of the night. Pace picked up in the second quarter. Colombia wants to keep it at a slow pace to try and extend possessions. Martinez inside the pass, goes over top of fouls. Shot no good there. Team USA wants to really pick up the tempo here. You saw the shield slip there. Martinez almost traveled, put it up and in.
She thought about it twice. I'm better shoot it from here.
Yeah, she saw fouls there in the lane. Martinez comes down with the hack. They're actually going to call it on Arias. Here's the replay. Arias was grabbing Charles's jersey.
That was a mismatch there.
Her first foul. Arias has played well. In 11 minutes, giving Colombia 7 points, and look for her offense. The Shields, her shot not there. Shields had 25 big points against Paraguay. Right now, she's 0 for 3 from the field. Munoz, probing, Arias. Back to Munoz. She launches a three. Can't hit that as the shot clock expires. So the one thing we talked about is Colombia will have the opportunity to kind of measure themselves and see where they are playing one of the favorites in this tournament in Team USA. They played Brazil really tough in their first game, and fouls just too big, too strong inside. She has 20 and counting.
All of these Colombian players play in their country, but Martinez, that plays with Quimsa in Argentina. 2 of them play still in college, back home in Argentina. Carolina Lopez is at the University of Medellin, the same with Jennifer Munoz.
And there is Munoz right there. She's in tough. Fouls missed that 3-point play opportunity. There's Palacio. Martinez. Pulls up, can't hit. Mentioned a lot of players from Colombia other than Martinez are playing outside of the country as Charles knocks down the jump shot at the top of the key. But you like and you're impressed with Paz, who has shown you a little something here in the first couple of minutes. She's only 19 years old.
She's young. She's playing defense on fouls. We know she's not going to be able to control her. What she can do is neutralize her a little bit. But I like that she's not afraid. I like that she's fighting. I like that she's not, you know, she's fighting for the rebound, offensive and defensive rebounds. And this will be an amazing experience for her that will probably open the doors for her, not necessarily at the level of the WNBA, but yes, maybe at Europe level too. You know, and this is one of the good things to be in this stage, at least for these players. You know, a lot of scouts out there that needs player watch these games And, you know, who knows?
Martinez just got it off before the buzzer expires. There's Paz. We were just talking about her wrestling inside with the shields. Jump ball is called and possession arrow in favor of the U.S., so we'll go the other way.
I think she have what it takes defensively. She's doing an amazing. She will maybe have to work a little bit more on her post-offensive moves, but she's young. You can still do that with her.
She's fighting fouls right now, paddling inside. Arias is called for the foul as Tina Charles drove inside. Arias took the worst of that collision.
Isn't Tina Charles one of the most impressive players in this tournament? 5 times All-Star, 5 times first team All-NBA, 2 Olympic medals, 2012, 2016. She has 141 double-double performances, which ranks second in the league, in the WNBA league. Besides, nada más y nada menos, I have to say that in Spanish, behind Lisa Leslie, lads and gents. And she became the fastest player in the WNBA history to record 400, 500, 600, and 700 career rebounds. Amazing.
Impressive stats for Tina Charles. And impressive that she was able to get here and put on Team USA jersey. We talked about that in Game 1 against Paraguay. A lot of these players played a long season in the WNBA, decided to be here in Puerto Rico and represent here at the AmeriCup.
And some of them, as like Sue Bird and some of the other girls, were practicing with them in Miami. You know, they were part of the preparation for this tournament. The others that couldn't come is because they are playing in the WNBA right now, or maybe, you know, getting better from injury. But I really, you know, I think the world, not me, I'm talking as a fan, appreciate that, you know, these players say yes to their country, and you know, we can see them playing.
Canada spinning her way inside. It was poked out of her hands, and Rios, who just checked into the game, will lead Colombia back the other way. Mabel Martinez. Rios. Tried to get it over the top of Canada. That's poked out of Canada's hands, and good defense there by Jordan Canada. .22 lead for Team USA with 5:25 to play in the third period. This is their second game. They had the rest day yesterday. They will not rest again until Friday before the semifinals if they're able to clinch a spot there. There's 2 groups here, Group A and Group B. 5 teams in both groups. The first 2 teams in Group A and B will play in the semifinals. The second place team will play the first place team in a crossover. And then the finals are to be played on Sunday here at the Roberto Clemente Coliseum, Cathedral of Basketball. It's 10th turnover there for Team USA. They've had 3 committed in this quarter alone. Munoz pulls up, can't get it to go, and fouls with another board. The Shields driving baseline. Collier tees up a 3. Got it.
Very effective today. 3 of 3, the 3-point line.
Hey, you give her space, she'll make you pay.
Yep.
Rios looking for some player movement. Finally getting some, but Fouls comes away with the steal. Here's Canada pushing the other way. Inside to Fouls, galloping down the lane. And Celia Fouls with 22 big points. Adds her team up big midway through the third.
a hacer esto. Aquí no podemos poner mal la pantalla porque nos llevan al fondo y no somos capaces ni de pasar ni de atacar, ninguna de las dos. No hemos sido capaces de hacer ninguna de las dos cuando hemos quedado acá. Juli, si quedamos en esta situación, como ella no puede pasar, vamos a hacer la pantalla hacia el fondo.
Here you see the bench points on the screen as Dawn Staley adjusts her team.
Okay? Keep it up. We're all over the place. Keep talking. Okay, keep icing.
Simple message for Team USA. Walk in defensively. On the other end, what was said in the Colombia?
He wants them to start doing the pick and roll to the line, not to the middle, because he said they're pushing us to the middle, and we're not being able to attack. We're not being able to even pass the ball. So let's just try it to do it to the baseline to see what happens.
On the rejoin, Colombia will look to go the length of the court. Palacio and Caicedo back into the game for Colombia. There's Paz setting the screen. Baseline, Caicedo, Gonzalez, jab step, Munoz. Crossover by Munoz. Wide open is Gonzalez for three. Can't get it to go, and Canada comes down with the rebound. Palacio slapped it away, and Canada was able to retrieve it. Collier chased off the three-point line. Dolson is open. That's a three. It's good. 9 points for Dolson. That's our first three here in the second half.
She's perfect from the field.
Large part. You see on the screen 19 bench points for Team USA, 9 of them coming from Dolson. A little too much dribbling for Palacio. Munoz is swatted away by Seitz. That leads to a shot clock violation for Colombia. It's a 30-point game. Here's that last Dolson three.
Good passing game.
Back to live action. It's Dolson trying to find Collier in the post. 3 defenders around her. Seitz found the open spot. Nelson Adota found her on the pass.
It was brilliant of USA. If 3 people are doubling one player, there must be some people alone somewhere. They found it.
Nelson Adota now playing for the first time, as you see Munoz trying to keep her team alive here.
She had 15.
Big game out of her.
Almost 50% of the points.
Nice pass there by Canada to Nelson Adota. And she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. So Nelson Adota was the last player to come off the bench for Team USA. All 12 players have played in this game. You see Munoz getting loose for a layup there. Caicedo picks up the foul, as you saw right there on Nelson Adota. Gives us a chance to talk about someone that's still in university. She knocks down the first free throw. Youngest player on the team, 19 years of age.
Substitution for USA, coming number 34,
Agumbawale comes back into the game for Collier. And Mabel Martinez, you see her right there on screen, back in the game for Colombia, replacing Munoz. So the scoring has just left for Colombia. Let's see who steps up in her absence. Martinez, step back 3 on the way. That's short. There's Jordan Canada. Inside Nelson Adota. She clears the lane. Dolson will set the screen for Canada. There's Dolson. Her shot on the way, and it's knocked down. That's a 2. Foot was on the line. Still perfect from the field.
Yeah, it's always good when your big player can play front in the basket, can score that way.
Caicedo down the lane. Swatted by Nelson Adota, but it was a foul behind the play as you saw Arias hit the deck hard. She's holding her
Shoulder.
her right shoulder. The foul is on Sykes.
Second personal foul, number 20, Brittany Sykes.
Arias back on her feet. That's a good sign as we take a look at the replay. Oof. Sykes gained full speed. There's that last play of Dolson that talked about being able to step out and knock down the Jimmy. Back to live action. Marbel Martinez launches one, and Nelson Adota comes away with a flat-footed rebound. It's a good post move by the youngster.
And
Nelson
she's
Adota.
been, for the last 3 offensive plays, asking for the ball. She was really posting the player, you know. She wanted the ball. Great move, great basket.
Caicedo throws it up over Dolson. Dolson's called for the foul. Caicedo may lack some size to be playing in this game, but she is fearless.
She had a lot of heart, not afraid.
Another one of the guards that are playing locally in Colombia. She's just 19 years old. Those are her first 2 points. They came at the free throw line. Gomawale pulls up for 2. Look at Caicedo coming down with the board. Box out on Brittany Sykes. Maybe those free throws energized her. She's looking for her offense now. Foul on Sykes, and she's not happy with that call. It's the 3rd foul for Brittany Sykes. She thought that Vente was moving on her screen. That's what she's talking to the ref about. See if they keep an eye on that. Martinez pulls up for 2. Can't get it to go. Follows her own, and the foul. You hear how fired up her team is.
She follows her own shot. Get the offensive rebound. Let's see the repetition. There it is. She knew it was not going in, so she followed her shot.
Shooter always knows if it's going to go or not.
Usually, yeah.
Martinez did know, and she completes the 3-point play.
She reached double digit, 10 points.
So they've gotten points from Munoz and Martinez. Haven't found a 3rd scorer, and that's the reason for the deficit. Canada, multiple bodies hit the floor, and Martinez pulls down the rebound. Colombia could hold for the last shot here in the 3rd quarter. Palacio, step back, off the glass and in. That's a 2. And Maria Palacio ends the 3rd quarter in grand fashion for Colombia. 68-39, Team USA after 30 minutes. Reminder, you can join in on the conversation using the hashtag AmeriCup Women. There's the 3rd quarter statistics. Team USA shooting well from the field, not so well from the free throw line. That is somewhere where Dawn Staley can circle and say, hey, we got to get better here. Here's some highlights. That's the Dolson 3 that we talked about, her being able to step out a little bit.
Colombia, we have to talk about this. Colombia have made 15 turnovers, and the USA team have converted 16 points from those turnovers. Besides that, we also have to talk about the points in the paint, the big difference there. 42 points for the USA, only 12 for the Colombia team. Point in the fast break, 12 for the USA and 4 the Colombia. And when you talk about the USA team, you know this is a team that can rebound. And if you can rebound, you can fast break. So being, you know, only 12 points in fast break talks very well about how Colombia have worked on that area. Points from the bench, 27. USA, only 2 from Colombia.
The big difference, though, that we'll circle is the turnovers. 15 turnovers for Colombia. If they were able to clean that up, could be a much closer score line. Let's see how they play here in the fourth quarter. Again, this is their 3rd game in 3 days. They will finally have a rest day tomorrow before taking on Argentina in their final game on Thursday, and that will be a big game for them. See if they can get 2 wins here in this group stage and try to move on to the semifinals. Fourth quarter underway. Team USA up 68-39 over Colombia. Martinez launches a 3, can't get it to go. Dolson pulls down the rebound. The Americans had the day off yesterday. This is their 2nd game after defeating Paraguay 110-31 in that one. Nelson Adota inside, can't get it to go. Agumbawale's there, no good. Nelson Adota, the 3rd try, and her and Paz tie up. And the arrow is facing this way, so we'll stay on this side with 14 to shoot for Team USA. There's Dolson. Sykes waits for Katie Lou Samuelson, who will launch the 3. She struggled here to find the range. That's her 2nd 3-point miss. That's the first shot she's had here in the 2nd half. Agumbawale picks up her 3rd foul.
3rd personal foul on number 34, Ike Agumbawale.
Munoz, Rios, Arias, and hits the long 2. 10 points for her.
3 players from Colombia in double digits. Arias, Martinez, and Munoz.
It's a good sign for them as they move forward here in this tournament. They weren't getting that balanced scoring in the first 2 games. That ball falls out of bounds. Colombia, of course, defeated Paraguay yesterday as we took up that last Arias 2.
This Group B is very difficult, and I think Colombia have come from less to more.
They put themselves in a good position.
Yes.
They have to play this fourth quarter hard because now it's all about point differential as well. That might come into a factor. Sykes knocks down the 3. Argentina, of course, has only played the 1 game. They lost to Brazil yesterday. That's who Colombia will see on Thursday after having the rest day tomorrow. Arias again for 2. That time in and out. Agumbawale in the front court. Good pass to Nelson Adota. Bucket and the foul. This is what makes Dawn Staley happy. Team USA gets out in the open floor and is able to convert.
That's their 25th assist of the game in the case of Arique. It's her 4th.
We had 36 assists in game 1 against Paraguay. Here you see the fast break points on your screen there. 15-4 in favor of the Americans. Rios, in and out crossover.
Good pass.
Munoz for 3. Got it! 18 big points for her. What a game.
I score 18 on the USA team. That's amazing to say, you know? That's amazing to say.
She can definitely add to that total. She continues here. Agubawale's 2's not there. Samuelson comes away with the offensive board, and Sykes pulls it back out. Stolen by Munoz. More points for her, maybe. She thought she got fouled. No call. Slow to get back up. Team USA with the numbers advantage. Samuelson with the hand right in her face. Finally breaks the ice.
Beautiful release. Shooters shoot.
It's her first 3 today. Martinez went back door, but Dolson read that. Tapped it away, and Martinez will have to reset. Pass sets the screen on Samuelson. Munoz with 3 to shoot. She tosses it up. Can't get it to go, and that's a violation. As you said, 18 points against Team USA is nothing to sneeze at. That's a big accomplishment. Fortunately for her team in a big-time hole, she comes up with the steal. Look at her push the tempo. Rios. Munoz. Martinez. Rios trying to turn on Dolson. Dolson gets called for the foul. Until your second foul. Munoz pulls up from the foul line. No good. Agubawale read well by Munoz. She's everywhere at the moment. You have to be impressed with the effort that Colombia has brought today. Rios. Arias inside, and pass is pushed in the back by Nelson Adota. It's a 13 foul now for Team USA. Martinez will sit. And that will allow Wendy Coy to check into the game for Colombia for the first time. Munoz now with 5 to shoot. Probing. Good pump fake. How about Munoz?
She's making Sykes work on defense.
20 points and counting for Munoz. Dolson was left alone, so she'll stop and pop. Can't do that.
She won't miss today.
Yeah, she will not, especially if she's open like that. 13 points off the bench for Stephanie Dolson. You see the bench score right there on your screen. Big advantage for Team USA. Rios, jab step, the floater, left to short. And Sykes will push the other way. Sykes was shoulder checked there by Munoz. Tough physical game this is. Rios is about to sub out. So is Munoz. We talked about this yesterday for Paraguay when they were down big. As a head coach, you got to wonder, when do you take your guys out and have them sit, knowing that there's another game to play?
Yeah, these are very hard tournaments, day after day. It doesn't matter the score. You play with the same intensity and heart all the time. And as we've been mentioning, FIBA basketball is very physical.
Sykes, nice pass to Williams. Williams now with 4. Lopez, who just checked into the game, and Gonzalez shows the up fake, driving down the lane. Now was slapped away by Williams. Sykes calling for a screen from Williams. Here it comes. Head of steam. Sykes to the corner. Katie Lou sounding so for three. No good. She follows her own. Strong move inside by Katie Lou, but can't get it to go. Gets another offensive board. She'll look to give it inside to Nelson Nadota, who was fouled before the shot, as Gonzalez had a handful of jersey. That's her third foul.
Third, personal foul number 19, Daniela.
It's a beautiful pass by Sykes to Williams.
Substitution for Colombia, coming number 7, Mayra Caicedo.
Caicedo back into the game for Munoz. What an effort from her this afternoon. Skip pass by Samuelson to Ogunbowale. Samuelson with another offensive rebound and a fresh 14 for Team USA. You can see fatigue now starting to set in for Colombia. Sykes was fouled before the shot. That's the fourth team foul now for Colombia. Next one will put them in a penalty. Team USA will play Argentina tomorrow before closing up against Brazil on Thursday. Brittany Sykes with a nice move and layup. She has 9, and that leads to a timeout on the floor. 82-46. Team USA up big late here in the fourth quarter.
Mateo en la mitad, Daniel aquí en un lado. Wendy se hace aquí en el otro lado y estamos en zona. El saque es aquí, yo no defiendo la sacadora, porque la va a meter de ahí o qué. ¿Cómo la va a meter, oíste? No tiene que pasar aquí el balón primero. Seguimos igual, Wendy. Necesitamos que Wendy esté sobre la esquina. ¿Listo, Mario?
Tell you what we're doing defensively, guys. You might be getting a little bit too low. I know. You're too low because you get going and the penetration. You gotta stay a little bit further out.
You see Katie Lou getting some three-point shots off. She's done a good job of also rebounding offensively. Sykes has gotten into the lane at will. Williams providing a spark coming off the bench. There's that last layup before the timeout. What was set in the huddle for Colombia?
He was just organizing his zone. Do not defend the player that is taking out the ball. She's taller than you and she's not going to shoot it from there. So focus more on the players that are moving on the post.
Bench empty now for Colombia as they look to close this out on a positive note. Gonzalez, Caicedo. Vente, that's blocked by Nelson Nadota. Great swat by her. Sykes. Nelson Nadota finds herself alone, so she pulls up for 2. In and out. Williams battling inside for the rebound, and she's fouled by Vente. That's the 15th foul now for Colombia, so Williams will toe the line for 2.
Just trying to get that ball in between 3 blues.
Number 14, Marlene Vente.
3 blue jerseys around, didn't matter as Williams put her hands up for that. Dawn Staley had some things that she could work on from this game, despite the score line. Team USA again struggling from the foul line. They did turn the ball over in the first quarter, so there are some things they can perfect moving forward in this tournament. Ball squirts out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock for Team USA. Nelson Ododa on the inbound. Nice tough move inside.
To have 8 points.
See why she's going to be a solid pro when she does decide to make that jump. Caicedo. Nice pass inside to Vente, but she couldn't finish for Samuelson. Sykes, Agumbawale.
Those are the easy points, the fun points.
40-point lead for the Americans. That's the first time they've really gotten out in transition here in the fourth. Lopez. Gonzalez thought about it, now takes a step back instead. Can't get it to go. Coy did a good job of saving it. She saved it right in the hands of Samuelson. I stayed up playing right up on Sykes. Samuelson, Nelson Ododa. Good spacing there by the Americans. Nice spin by Williams. Gumbawale inside. And a scrappy defensive effort there by Vente to come away with the steal. A minute 30 to play in the game. Colombia not going away easy. Still giving the effort. Lopez trying to cross over on Nelson Ododa, and she wants to clear out and go against the big. Nelson Ododa reaching out and fouling her.
He was asking for them to open the court so she could attack.
Good recognition by her. Second foul by Nelson Ododa. This win will put Team USA back in top position in Group B. They'll be tied with Brazil, who they'll see on Thursday. That will be a big game, because that's going to be playing for, potentially playing for first place in the group. Lopez is fouled on the jump shot. She'll go to the line for 2. Brazil has looked good.
They have.
They have the size that can compete with Team USA.
And the shooters, too. And the bench.
Yeah, a much deeper team than what Team USA has seen thus far against Paraguay and, of course, against Colombia.
And besides that, something that I think is very important, most, half of the team at least have played overseas, have the experience to be on a different stage with players from all over the world. And that will give you an advantage in this kind of competition.
Lopez misses both free throws. The score stays 40-point spread. Last minute to play here in the game. Williams inside, Nelson Ododa. Well, it took her a while to come into the game, but she's announced her presence. 10 big points here in the second half. Here's Caicedo on the turn, right down the lane. Can't get it to go. Nelson Ododa with the rebound.
She have 8 rebounds.
Very efficient in her limited playing time.
10 and 8 coming out of the bench. It's good in any league.
Sykes, cross court, to go inside to Williams. That goes out of bounds. Williams and Samuelson saying, that's all right, as they walk across the court. Shot clock turned off. Lopez will look to attack and play for the last shot here. She has Nelson Ododa on her again. Pulls up in her face. Left it short. 9th rebound for Nelson Ododa, and that's how we'll end the game. 88-46 is the final. Team USA pick up their second win here in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Good job. Good job, man.
Próximo partido, marcado para las 3 de la tarde, Cuba contra República Dominicana.
Gotta love it. Palacio.
We survived.
Yeah. Palacio with the thumbs up. Smile on the faces for Colombia. They knew they would have had a tough one against that team right there, who are expected to be in the finals of this tournament.
I
Be impressed with Colombia.
I love that Colombia came out to compete. They didn't look nervous at all. From the first minute, they were playing really, really, really hard. Their intensity level was very high, but they lack in size. They have it in heart. You know, they had a good shooting night. Martinez, Munoz, and Arias, we said it at the beginning, they were important, and they brought it tonight, this morning. It depends on which part of the world
Yeah, wherever you are.
Here it's morning, so they did amazing. They did a good job. I think this should prepare them more, you know, for the next game and for future experiences.
Well, that next game is going to be a big one for them. It will be against Argentina on Thursday. They finally get a rest day after playing 3 straight games here in San Juan. On the other end, Team USA did what they were supposed to do, come out, compete, but there are some things that they can clean up.
In the turnover side, I think maybe more, a little bit more points in the fast break. We expect them to run a little better, but there were some brilliant moments during the fast break, especially when Enrique it's playing as the main point guard. But they did an amazing job in the inside game, the bench points. We have to mention Dawson and Enrique coming, that second unit, adding to that Nelson Odoro. She was amazing on the paint too. So this is a very long team. You know, they're able to do many, many, many wonderful things. They show it today.
Saw the standings there briefly. Team USA and Brazil tied for first place in Group B. They will have a showdown on Thursday. Team USA plays Argentina up next tomorrow. We'll leave you with the highlights from the game. Team USA with a big win, 88-46 over Colombia. Game 1 in the books here on match day 3. We still have 3 more to go. Coming up next, Cuba and the Dominican Republic. For Natalia Menendez, I'm Carlin Gay. We'll see you in a few.